Welcome back to a different type of painting video. I made another video yesterday. There's the painting I did 2 days ago.
This one, surprisingly,
and yeah, it dried pretty quick because I didn't use much paint. What am I gonna do?
Do another one.
I'm gonna unscrew. I'm gonna call them.
Start to finish. I'll go through.
I'm gonna call those eye hooks. They're just the screws with the little round pieces on the end. The perfect thing to put in each corner of the painting to lift it up off of whatever you have it sitting on, so the paint doesn't glue it to the base, and it also can be used to screw in and balance out how level the canvas is, so your paint doesn't run off and you ruin a painting.
I'm gonna do one that's gonna go.
I say that, but that is not how it turns out. I use the same colors, but the styles are completely different. They really will not go together. Now we're gonna see the cat very interested in the noise from opening the painting. I should say the canvas. It's not a painting yet. This video is twice as long as the other because all the tedious stuff I include in this one. That is me spraying water on the back, so when the canvas dries it'll stretch it tighter over the boards. I'm going to fast forward this part. I should have drilled those holes. If you're doing this at home, drill little holes before you put those eye hooks in or eye screws in. It'll save you a lot of frustration and a lot of hardship that was a pain. But again, I tend to forget a lot of things as I set up, so I have to improvise as I do them. Nothing streamlined about this process. Leveling it out.
It's close.
Yeah, it's raised up on my left hand side, on the right hand side of the screen, so I have to keep screwing those ones in to balance it properly so the paint, like I said, doesn't roll off. I've woken up to a day later, all the paint from a good painting completely off the canvas.
Alright. Same base.
It's the exact paint I used the day before that I used 2 days ago. I had forgotten again, just rolling with it, I'd forgotten the top to my torch. That'll be important later. Get that ready. I am now going to line up. Those are new paints I bought. I was about out of those colors, but they're the same as the ones I used yesterday. There's the Floetrol. Buy that at Home Depot. That keeps the paint smooth. Like if you use a brush, you won't have brush strokes or anything like that. And that also allows for cells to be created if that's the look you're going for. I use about 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. It also makes your paint last a lot longer because you have a lot more of it. Get my workout in. Shake weight. Remember the shake weight? That thing was ridiculous. Now I am going to use cups in this. The day before I did not use cups to mix paint because I was not using a cell activator. Today I am going to use a cell activator. I will pull that out here in a little bit. What I use, it's a pre-stain wood finish. I mix that with silicone, and that stuff has been in that container a while, so it's kind of warping the container. And if you saw right there, I just dropped the lid off it fell off the container into the paint, but whatever. So I'm mixing a couple drops of that in each of my colors I'm going to use. I don't put any in the base black that I have just from yesterday, 2 days ago. I don't put any in the white because I'm just leaving the white in that container. Shake all that up real well. The cat was over there sniffing my water bottle and sneezing. No, she's had enough. Alright. Time to pour the black on there. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, all I did was pour it on there and let it pour off all the sides. I'm impatient this day. This is yesterday. I'm impatient yesterday, so I'm just gonna start doing that. It's not going quick enough. I'm just gonna rub it all around. Doesn't really matter, because I am going to then pour a pool of black paint in the middle where I can dump the dirty pour into. So this right here, I just want it covered, and I make sure I get all the corners this time. 2 days ago I did not get all the corners. This one I'm going to completely cover in black, so I don't have to go back and touch it up afterward. Learn from your mistakes. I learned from a day before to check the corners before I start the actual painting and make sure everything is covered. Just the old walk around. I smoothing it out. Like I said, the Floetrol will help with that. It'll flatten it on its own. If it sits, it's fine. I'm also gonna now spray the bubbles away with the torch, I think. I did record this a whole day ago, so my memory is not so hot. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm 100% running low on gloves, but I keep changing them because it's so much easier than wiping off the paint and keeping the same gloves. Alright, yes, I do it. Torching it up. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Guess I'll find out in a second. What am I looking for? Hey, the cup that I'm going to pour all the other paints into and then flip upside down in the middle of the canvas to make this painting. Starting with white. I want the white all through the whole thing and to bleed into all the other colors if I can. Now this I have a problem with because this is an old paint and it was gummed up in the opening. Eventually I'm just going to give up and use a different red as a replacement. That's a metallic red. I kind of would have liked to use that, but I keep having to pick out the pieces that fall in the paint, and it's a real pain. So, improvising as I go. I'm about to reach my frustration point. Put the ketchup away and couldn't get the lid off, so let's grab another one. Why not? It's not an exact science the way I paint, that's for dang sure. I'm just going to add them as I see fit. Those have the cell activator in them. Look who came back for more. I'm going to end up scaring her away in a second. Right there. I don't know if it was the noise of that cup or what, but she wasn't having any of that. Honestly, I'm glad she was scared, because I have a feeling she would have probably jumped up onto the canvas and got paint all over her. She hasn't done that yet, but she really looked like she was about to. More white, more of the neon yellow. I'll call that neon yellow. I have neon green as well, and neon green is not going in this painting. I'm just using what I used the day before yesterday. So now the pool in the middle there, that's where I'm going to flip this cup. I may or may not torch it first to remove bubbles. I am going to say I don't. Let that sit there for a second while all the paint goes down to the bottom. Clean up as I go. So much easier than saving it all for the end. If I've got a few seconds, put some things away. I do that with everything in life. Just exactly. Clean as you go. You don't have to do it. Like if you're cooking food, if you're doing anything, if you clean stuff, put stuff away as you go, you will have nothing to worry about once you're done. The reveal, pop that cup off. I do have paint left in there. I'll come back to that. Now I'm gonna roll this around on the canvas to spread it out. Cells are already there. You can see they will continue to form. When I torch it later, they will form even more. I didn't go super heavy with paint, so I'm not losing too much. I have used tons of paint before, and then I can take that paint that I let it all pour off into something and collect it. I can pour that on another canvas and make an entirely different type of painting, so I'm not wasting any paint. This one I really don't care about. It's just a little bit. That'll make it dry quicker too with it like that. You can see it's coming together. And as you can see, like I said, it really doesn't match. It's the same colors as the painting from the day before, but it definitely does not match the previous painting. Glove change, I'm about out of gloves. Now I'm going to take that last paint that's in there, let it all pour out right in the middle of the painting to add some variety to an otherwise plain spot. I'm going to then make sure that that's how I want. I accidentally, some of that black dripped out of there too, for the black that was touched the outside, so I'm going to have to go find a couple of my last two gloves. I'm going to have to get my last two gloves, as I said, and I'm going to touch up the center there, because some of that black that dripped in there, it almost looks like the number 6. I don't want the painting to just have a random number in the middle. So once I twist this around a little bit more and get that part that I just dumped on there blended in, I'm going to poke it with my finger, and that way I can get rid of that number 6, because that's a distraction. And I'm almost to the point where I'm happy with how this looks. See right in the middle, if you can see it, there's that 6, which I'm looking around. I had a little metal hook I could use to touch up painting, but at the moment, of course, I wasn't prepared, couldn't find it. There's how I'm fixing that. Easy fix. Floetrol will let it all flatten itself out, so there will be no inconsistencies with the texture. Final torch, that'll bring out some more of the cells. It'll pop any more bubbles, and this will not blend with the other painting. Two separate paintings, same colors, totally different styles. I'm going to soon do another syringe where I push the syringe paint into an actual pillow paint in the middle, and then I can pour that off the sides, and that'll create cells in a different way. That'll be a totally other look. There is the finished product, and thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. Best wishes.